When the late, great Christopher Lee has a decree from on high, you better listen. The man lived an incredible life. We are lucky enough to have him immortalized in film for time in memoriam. He played one of the best villains ever committed to screen in the form of, yes, the picture accompanying it. I'll just go ahead and give it away, but he did the best Saruman that you are likely to ever see. I couldn't imagine a better casting for that. Even though Tolkien did give him his grace, he was one of the few people that worked on the Peter Jackson trilogy to actually meet Tolkien in person, and he had the grace from the man himself to play Gandalf. But honestly, looking at Christopher Lee's body of work, he was born to play Saruman. He lived such an eclectic life, and he got to sample so many different facets of life. There's also stories, I think that was on, the set of the Hobbit movies, where production would just shut down for hours on end whenever he just, broke into story and would just enchant everybody around him. Again, just lending more credibility to being the perfect casting for the White Wizard who can go ahead and enchant you and seduce you with the spoken word. And as such, Christopher Lee warned that if you engage with the occult, you will not only lose your mind, but you'll lose your soul. And even though some of his exploits, especially when it comes to working with metal bands throughout the years, may be considered perverse and satanic by certain pearl-clutching neocons, there are certain other less than savory, less than holy endeavors that always seem to bore out the human's ability to pattern recognize, come to informed opinions, and then ultimately end up uttering the phrase every single time. And then that leads us to the main event, which is a gay couple who showed off picture perfect family, gets 100 years in prison for, yeah, exactly, you can read that if you want, but we'll make allusions to it moving forward, because this is, oh boy, I can't say I'm surprised, but it is incredibly depraved. I remember talking about this. I can't remember exactly where this popped up beforehand, but it's one of those things that really does pile up on the stack of reasons as to why certain adoptions shouldn't go through. I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, I'm sure there are healthy families that are out there. It's just, there are far too many examples of things like this going down roads like this to lead those in charge perhaps have a moment of inflection, perhaps have a serious thought about the health and well-being of children. Just saying. A gay Georgia couple convicted of, yes, some terrible essay, of their 2 adopted sons. Oh yeah, it gets worse. Will spend the rest of their lives behind bars. Well, who knows? Maybe they're also wizards. Or maybe being child enthusiasts will just keep them young. They drink the blood of them. Something adrenochrome. Who knows? William and Zachary Zulock, 34 and 36, were each sentenced last week to 100 years in prison without the possibility of parole. Wow. Why waste the cot space, I'm wondering? I guess you probably don't want to get AIDS on the lethal injection needle. These 2 defendants truly created a house of horrors and put their extremely dark desires above everything and everyone else. District Attorney Randy McGinley said in court, according to WSB-TV. However, the depths of the defendants' depravity, which is as deep as it gets, is not greater than the resolve of those that fought for justice and for the strength of the victims in this case. The resolve I have seen from these 2 young victims over the last 2 years is truly inspiring. The boys, 2 brothers who are now 12 and 10, were adopted from a Christian special needs agency by the Zulocks. Yeah, great Christians there. Just go back to one of the Christmas Day videos that I did on why so many men are abandoning your passive, spineless, modern-day churches and instead seeking much more traditional, masculine, regimented types of faith, because this, if they were to pull out the no true Christian argument, but why on earth are they doing this? Why are they putting those kids in danger like that? The couple raised them under the guise of a happy home in an affluent Atlanta suburb, but they're supposedly picture perfect life. Zachary worked in banking and William was a government employee. You don't say! Held a dark secret. The couple were regularly forcing the boy and would film, oh great, and make, oh God, I wanna die when I see this. Okay, evidence showed they even bragged about with their friends, with one telling police Zachary once sent a Snapchat message reading, along with images of the boy, and they allegedly used social media to just send the boys out. Great. 10 and 12-year-olds, great, yeah, to at least 2 men in a depraved local, ring. The couple was arrested in 2022 after an alleged member of the ring was caught downloading, of course, and he told the investigators how the Zulocks were making, with the boys living in their home, and both Zulocks pled guilty to charges of, aggravated fiddling, aggravated unnatural acts, and exploitation. There we go on that one. Yeah, I think that's where we talked about this couple the last time around, when they ended up getting snatched up on these accusations, these crimes, and now here we are, 2 years after the fact going, no, I'm not surprised. The only thing that is surprising is the fact that there is some justice in this world. Now, it obviously won't undo the lifetime of psychological torture and the untold mental scarring that's going to be laid bare to these 12 and 10-year-old kids. But if this was a different time, if this was a different place, if this was 5 years ago, things might have been a little bit different. There might have been a softer sentence handed down. I don't know for sure, but there's definitely some winds of change this time around. I'll be interested to find out, and I might do a video on this. Don't hold my feet to the fire on this one, mostly because I find that entire story equally sickening to this, that Luigi Mangione stuff, but I need to see a little bit more out of the court, so I might do something over the weekend. But like I said, don't hold my feet to the fire on that one, but in the days of very lackadaisical accountability from the legal system, circa 2020, 2021, seems to have turned around very quickly. And I'm very happy for that. But yeah, hopefully, I guess I'll end the video on, just a happy note. Hopefully the Zulocks don't have to spend all 100 years in jail, okay? That seems like a very long time for anybody to spend in a place that I think that they would otherwise find great comfort in being confined. But there's that idea that inmates tend to take care of certain people that are in there, and given the depravity of these crimes, I don't think that 100-year sentence is going to be fulfilled whatsoever, or even close to being served. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.